Keys to winning. Today's key. What if the greatest obstacle standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of isn't outside of you? What if it isn't your education, your finances, age, background, or even the opportunities you've been given? What if the biggest obstacle is something you carry with you every single day? Something you can't always see, but something that quietly influences every decision you make. Think about this. Why do some people face incredible hardships and still rise above them, while others, with every advantage imaginable, remain stuck? Why do some people keep growing despite setbacks, while others stop trying after one disappointment? The answer is rarely talent. It is rarely intelligence or luck. Often the difference is what they choose to believe, what they choose to confront, and what they choose to overcome. Today, I want to challenge you with one question. A question that requires complete honesty. What is really holding you back? Not what you've blamed, told other people, or excuse you've repeated for years, but what is truly standing between you and the person God created you to become. Because once you identify the real obstacle, you can begin removing it. And once the obstacle is removed, your future begins to look very different. One of the greatest mistakes we make is believing that external circumstances determine our future. Yes, circumstances matter. Life isn't always fair. Some people begin with more resources, stronger support systems, or encounter opportunities earlier. Those realities are true, but they are not the whole story. History is filled with people who overcame extraordinary odds because they refused to allow their circumstances to define them. The greatest battles are often fought within. Sometimes the prison isn't made of steel, it's made of fear. Sometimes the chains aren't visible, they're built from doubt. Sometimes the walls aren't around us, they're inside us. And because they're invisible, we often mistake them for reality. One of the first obstacles is fear. Fear of failure, rejection, criticism, making the wrong decision, or success. Yes, even fear of success. Because success often requires responsibility. Growth requires change, and change can feel uncomfortable. Fear has a way of making us believe that staying where we are is safer than stepping into the unknown. It whispers, "What if you fail?" But it never asks, "What if you succeed?" Fear magnifies risk while minimizing possibility. Another obstacle is self-doubt. Self-doubt convinces capable people that they aren't capable. It causes gifted people to hide their gifts. It causes leaders to stay silent or dreamers to settle. Many of us have replied with negative words spoken over us years ago. You'll never amount to anything, leadership material, or smart enough. People like you don't succeed. Over time, those words become internal conversations, and internal conversations become beliefs. Beliefs shape decisions. Decisions shape habits. Habits shape character. Character shapes destiny. That's why what you believe about yourself matters so much. Another barrier is comparison. Comparison steals gratitude, confidence, and steals joy. You compare your beginning to someone else's breakthrough, struggles to someone else's victories, and behind-the-scenes life to someone else's highlight reel. And because of that, you stop appreciating the progress you've already made. Remember this. Someone else's success does not diminish your potential. There is room for all of us to grow and succeed. Life is not a competition, it's a calling. Distractions also keep us from moving forward. Not every opportunity deserves your attention. Some things are simply distractions when wearing the clothes of opportunity. A phone notification, hours of mindless scrolling, constant entertainment, endless busyness. None of those things seem dangerous by themselves, but little by little they steal your focus. And whatever steals your focus often steals your future. One more obstacle that many people overlook is comfort. Comfort isn't always bad. Rest and peace is important, but comfort becomes dangerous when it keeps you from growing. The comfort zone is familiar, predictable, and safe. Yet nothing grows there for very long. Every meaningful achievement requires stretching beyond what feels easy. Finally, many people are carrying wounds they never healed. Disappointment, broken trust, regret, failure, loss, and unforgiveness. When pain goes unaddressed, it quietly shapes how we see ourselves and others. We begin expecting disappointment, stop trusting and believing. Not because hope disappeared, but because hurt became familiar. Yet healing is possible. The first step is acknowledging the wound instead of pretending it isn't there. So where do we begin? We begin with truth, not the truth others have spoken over us. The truth we discover when we honestly examine our lives. Ask yourself, what story have I been telling myself? What excuses have become comfortable? What fears have become familiar? What habits are producing the results I claim I don't want? These questions aren't meant to shame you. They're meant to awaken you. Awareness creates opportunity. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. The next step is taking ownership. Ownership is powerful because it shifts your mindset from victimhood to responsibility. You may not be responsible for everything that happened to you, but you are responsible for what happens next. That realization is freeing because it means your future isn't controlled by your past. It's influenced by the choices you make today. Then begin replacing limiting beliefs with empowering truths. Instead of saying, I can't, ask, how can I? Instead of saying, I'm not ready, ask, what can I learn today? Instead of saying, I've failed, say, I've learned. Language matters. Your words shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your actions. Another important step is creating better daily habits. Transformation rarely happens in one dramatic moment. It happens through consistent decisions. Read something that challenges your thinking. Exercise your body. Spend time in prayer and reflection. Write down your goals. Celebrate small victories. Protect your mornings, evenings, and attention. Because where your attention goes, your life follows. Surround yourself with people who inspire growth, not people who encourage excuses. Choose relationships that stretch you. People who challenge you to become better, celebrate your progress, and tell you the truth with love. Growth flourishes in healthy environments. Don't forget the importance of forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't erase what happened. It releases its control over your future. Holding on to bitterness is like carrying a heavy backpack on a long journey. Eventually, the weight slows you down. Lay it down. Choose freedom, healing, and take action. Not tomorrow. Today. Action creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence encourages greater action. The cycle begins with one courageous step: phone call, application, workout, difficult conversation, prayer, page written, and decision. Small steps eventually become extraordinary journeys. Here's the truth. Your greatest obstacle isn't always your circumstances. It's often the story you've accepted about your circumstances. The moment you stop believing that your past defines your future, stop allowing fear to make your decisions, and choose responsibility over excuses, everything changes. Your breakthrough doesn't begin when life becomes easier. It begins when you become stronger, your mindset changes, habits change, and identity changes. Because once you believe you were created for more, you begin living differently. So today, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Instead ask, what is this season teaching me? Don't ask, why am I behind? Ask, what faithful step can I take today? Don't ask, what if I fail? Ask, what if this is the moment my life begins to change? You don't need perfect conditions, every answer, or everyone's approval. You simply need the courage to take the next step. Remember, every great achievement begins with an ordinary decision. Every meaningful journey begins with one step of faith. Every inspiring story includes moments of fear, uncertainty, and struggle, but those stories become inspiring because someone refused to quit. Let that person be you. Release the fear, excuses, comparison, regret, and everything that has convinced you to settle for less than the life you were created to live. Stand up, move forward, and trust God through every season. Keep learning, growing, and believing, because your future is not determined by what stands in your way. It is determined by what you choose to overcome. The person you become tomorrow is being shaped by the decisions you make today. So, choose courage, faith, discipline, hope, and purpose. And never forget this: the greatest victory you will ever win is not over another person. It is over the fears, doubts, and limitations that once convinced you to stay where you were. When you win that battle, no obstacle can keep you from becoming the person you were created to be. Keys to winning. The barriers in front of you may be real, but they are not greater than the strength God has placed within you. Take the next step. Trust the process. And never allow what is holding you back today to become the reason you never discover what is waiting for you tomorrow.